what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Welcome to the Ryerson Family Backyard Games. There will be obstacles to face and challenges to overcome. Are you ready?
Hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us.
And she's off, obviously pushing through some pain.
Every muscle is begging her to stop. How's she doing this?
I'm not even sure she knows.
Look at her go. And stop.
Come on.
And go again.
It's literally the home stretch. Whoa!
She made it. Feel the elation.
What fuels that kind of fire?
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho for as low as $0 a month. If you're as speechless as I am right now, say nothing. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Good evening and welcome to IdahoSports.com GameStreams in the 2022 Idaho High School Football Playoffs as the Lakeland Hawks come to take on the Pocatello Thunder. And Lakeland is just kicked off. And Crew Hales takes it all the way to the 40. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the beautiful Lookout, Credit Union Field, IdahoSports.com. I'm Sean Kane. I'm here with Brandon Bainey to bring some Idaho high school playoff football. The Pocatello Thunder are starting on the 43-yard line. Great return by Crew Hales. Hunter May is in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Echo Hawk at his hip. Pocatello Thunder come in as district champions. Handoff is the Echo Hawk. He's going to go for about 3 or 4 yards. Pocatello Thunder are led by head coach Dave Spillett. They average 27 points a game, 18 point. They only give up 18 points a game. They made it all the way to the semifinals last year, lost to eventual champion Skyline. The Lakeland Hawks come in, averaging 30 points a game, 13 points allowing, and their first season with new head coach Mike Schroeder. And May's pass is good for a first down for Thunder. Crew Hales on the reception. About 8 yards on that pass. So first down Thunder, and Thunder already in scoring almost in scoring position. Just the ball's on the 29-yard line. First down Thunder. Hunter May in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Play action. Nice screen pass to Alex Wynn for about 15 yards and first down. So another first down, Thunder. On the 17-yard line, Hunter May in the shotgun. Riken Echo Hawk, the leading running back. He's going to take the handoff. He's going to go left. He's going to go out of bounds to almost the 5-yard line. Nice run by Riken Echo Hawk, who is an explosive runner. He can turn nothing into a lot. So nice drive by the Thunder here. Great kickoff return by Crew Hales to start this off. Nice run, and then a pass to Alex Wynn. And it's second, so there's 9 yards on that Echo Hawk run. 2nd and 1, 10:06 in the opening quarter here at Lookout Field. The Thunder are in the red zone. Hunter May, number 10, in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Delayed handoff to Echo Hawk. He's going to try to go up the middle. Nothing there. Lakeland defense is very stout up front. So it's 3rd and 1 for the Thunder on about the 13-yard line. Hunter May back in the shotgun. Echo Hawk next to him, 2 wide receivers. Handoff up the middle to Echo Hawk. He's going to get the first down. So it's going to be 1st and go Thunder. 9:20 left to go in the first quarter. And Lakeland is very big. They have a very big upfront defensive line, and they're going to have their hands full tonight with Echo Hawk. So 9 left to go in the first quarter. Hunter May in the shotgun. 1 wide receiver, Win out. Pitch to Echo Hawk. He's going to go right. Defenders on him. And he's just short. Echo Hawk is just short of the touchdown. So second down and
Sorry, I'm looking at my own computer, trying to see what the same thing is. No, it says all the same stuff on mine, and we're not having any problems. What happens if you push stream?
hand off, nothing there. So third and goal. Third and goal.
Tackle by the whole defensive line. Third and goal, Thunder.
Third and goal, 8:14 left to go in the first quarter. Pocatello knocking on the door. Hunter May in the shotgun. Echo Hawk and Beckles, and we're going to have a flag. Penalty marker. Delay a game on the Thunder. That's going to bring it back. 5-yard penalty. Still third down for the Thunder. $7:45 left to go in the opening quarter. Thunder, nice drive to start. Third down and 8 to the end zone. Hunter May in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Another penalty marker on the field at that snap. We'll see what that call is. Looks like a false start, another 5-yard penalty. So the Pocatello Thunder were about on the 3-yard line, and now it's third, and they're on the 12. So third and goal from the 12 for the Pocatello Thunder. Couple penalties sending this drive backwards. So again, Hunter May lining up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the bottom. He rolls left. Hunter May runs left, and he's going to avoid a tackle, avoid a sack. He's going to run for it, and he's going to be short. He's going to make it right. Hunter May is going to make it right to the 5-yard line, almost getting back to the original line of scrimmage. So 6:42. And this first quarter is just flying by. So fourth down, Thunder electing to go for it. Or, excuse me, the Thunder are going to kick a field goal. So Keller is going to go for a field goal. It's up and it's good. A great kick by Garrett Keller. So Thunder go ahead 3-0 with 6:09 in the first quarter. Nice drive by the Thunder. Started with a Cruel Hales great kickoff return. So now we'll get a chance to check out the Lakeland offense. And the Lakeland offense is really run heavy. They come in with John Cornish, who has 200 carries on the year, 1,459 yards, and 15 touchdowns. He averages 7.3 yards per carry. John Cornish has been one of the better running backs in 4A football, if not the state this year. So Thunder going to kick off with 6:09. Pocatello Thunder 3, Lakeland 0. And a nice drive tapped off with a Garrett Keller field goal for the Thunder. Thunder to kick off. Kind of a squid kick to about the 20, and it's picked up, and it'll be down on the 22-yard line where the Lakeland Hawks will start their playoff drive. Lakeland lost the first round last year to Skyline in what was a really close game for 3 quarters, but just kind of the depth of Skyline took over, and Skyline was able to win that, and then also beat the Thunder and then beat Sandpoint in the championship. Lakeland Hawks have not won a playoff game in 15 years. They'd love to snap that streak tonight here in Lookout Field against the Thunder. So the Thunder line up. Kaysen Lusenhoser, pitch out to Cornish. He's probably going to lose a yard there on the pitch to Cornish. And Lakeland Hawks are in a white jersey with that very bright yellow helmet, green numbers. Pocatello Thunder in their home reds with the white numbers and that nice navy dark blue helmet. So Cornish to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. Under center again. Kind of a power formation. They're going to go up the middle for a couple. So 4:56 left to go in the opening quarter. Thunder ahead by 3. 3rd and 10 for Lakeland. The give to John Cornish. He's going to try to break outside. And nice tackle by the Thunder. He's going to get about 5, John Cornish. On the tackle for the Thunder was Travis Field. First down, Lakeland. Motion, they give it to number 2 of Lakeland, and he's going to be stopped. So Ezra Benson for Lakeland for about 3 yards.
Wow, we've got a good game brewing here, Sean.
Yeah, it's been fast. It's been fast and heavy. We've got Lakeland here on their opening drive. Hand off to Cornish. He's going to break outside for a big gain for about 15 yards for John Cornish.
So we talked about Sean. Well, we didn't talk on air because I just hopped on. I'm Brandon Maney. That's
I did a little bit. I got a little pregame in, but the opening kickoff by Crew Hills kind of stopped the pregame.
Yeah, I mean, we were hitting right up against it. We got a little bit of an early start tonight. We're at, 3:31 to play in the opening quarter of action. 3-0 lead for Pocatello here at home. The 8 versus the 9. Lakeland, of course, though, was 7th overall in the Max Preps rankings, but because of the way the 4A playoff system works, they had to hit the road as the 9 seed. Hand off to Cornish on 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line of Pocatello. Will take it up the middle to the 42. Well, I was going to say this could be a quick game tonight, Sean. Both teams want to run the rock. It's a cold night here at Lookout Field. The wind blowing ever so slightly.
Yeah, let's not tempt the fate here.
Well, I mean, we're already down to 3:09 to play here in the opening quarter of action. Opening drive, as you said, for Lakeland. They love to run the rock with John Cornish and Thomas Calder. It's Lautzenheiser under center here. Will turn and hand off. This is Cornish again up the middle. Penalty flag comes out. Cornish has enough for the first down, but we'll see what the call is here. He's brought down around the 36-yard line of the Thunder.
Yeah, and when I hear John Cornish, I think of like a Cornish game hen, but I can't come up with, I can't. There's nothing I can come up with for it. So,
well, from hen to hawk. I mean,
oh, there you go.
They're all part of the bird family, the aviary family. A holding call, right?
Yep, that's going to come back on a holding.
So holding call against Lakeland will move it back to their own 49-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 13 now with 2:45 to play in the opening quarter. 3-0 Pocatello lead on a Garrett Keller field goal from how far out was that? Like 27 yards?
Yeah, about 27 yards.
Chip shot field goal.
Could have been good from about 40. He's got a leg.
Well, and both of these kickers tonight are fantastic. Owen Forsman for Lakeland has drilled several 40-yarders this year. We know Keller's got a good leg. It could come down to the kicking game. Double handoff going up the left sideline is Thomas Calder. Calder to the 40 of Pocatello and out of bounds around the 39. So Lakeland went with the double handoff that time. It's Calder who came around from the right to the left, and it is going to be 3rd and about 3 now for the Hawks.
And the Hawks can run the ball with Cornish and Calder. It's hard to key in on, and when they do that, the reverse or kind of some delay, it's hard to key on who you're going to go after for the Thunder defense.
So 3rd down and 2 officially for Lakeland. Ball is at the Pocatello 40-yard line. They've got to get to the 38 for the first down. Lautzenheiser under center in an I formation. Cornish up the middle, gets it by a yard. In there on the tackle for Pocatello that time was Andrew Millward, but not until Cornish gets the first down. It's a gain of 3.
Yeah, and I didn't quite get to it. I wanted to make sure you were here, but I think the big key matchup is going to be this big Lakeland offensive line versus the very talented defensive front of the Thunder, and we know the Thunder linebackers can get in there quickly.
That Pocatello linebacking core missing a key member, though. Carson Christensen, the junior, is out with an injury. He suffered it last night in practice. It was non-contact work, right? The night before a game, you do non-contact drills. Counter play off the right side this time for Cornish. We'll take it inside the Pocatello 30 down to the Thunder 29-yard line. So a key member of that Pocatello linebacking core missing. And talking to head coach Dave Spillett before the game tonight, he said, I was scrambling on special teams too, because he's on every single special teams unit that we have. So it's been a work in progress for this Pocatello defense. And neither one of these sides really has the depth to withstand a key injury to a significant player. And so both teams have been pretty blessed with the injury situation this year. We've got a penalty flag out from the back judge. This could be a delay of game. We'll see what the call is here.
And the Thunder had a delay of game earlier, but very rarely see those.
So it's an illegal substitution against Lakeland. They had a wide receiver come in late, and so the illegal substitution penalty against Lakeland will move it back to the Pocatello 34-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 7. Closer to 8, I guess. 1 minute to play here in our opening quarter of action. It is a 3-0 lead for the Thunder. Lakeland in the all-white jerseys. Inside counterplay. Calder inside the 30. Still going to the 25-yard line. Has the first down.
What a great run by Calder. Just kind of carried a couple of guys with him. Got that extra push and first down. And man, it's tough against those Lakeland running backs.
So it is 1st and 10 for Lakeland with the ball right at the Pocatello 25-yard line. Lakeland moving left to right here for the final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and then we'll flip the field.
Maybe one more play here.
Down to 20 seconds to play in the opening period. I formation again. Lautzenheiser under center. Wing back in motion, right to left. They give to Cornish off the left side. Will get a yard, and that's it. Good gang tackling that time by the Thunder, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. So through one, it's going to be that type of night. Smash mouth football, a 3-0 lead for Pocatello, and we'll be back with the second quarter right after this break. You're listening to the 2022 4A State Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the new free checking account from P1FCU that pays you dividends. Earn 1.45% APY on balances up to $15,000. Plus, get online and mobile banking and mobile deposit with no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. To open your account, visit p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938.
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
I'm good. Bill pay, even my credit score. Gotta go. I mean, you gotta go download this app and upload convenience today.
Welcome back to Lookout Field here in Pocatello on IdahoSports.com, the site for this opening round playoff matchup here between the Lakeland Hawks and the Pocatello Thunder as we get ready to start the second quarter of action. It is Pocatello with a 3-0 lead, but Lakeland on the move. It'll be second down and 8 for the Hawks at the Pocatello 23-yard line. Lakeland now moving right to left. Cornish up the middle is cut down from behind by Millward at the 20-yard line. Otherwise, Cornish may still be going. What a tackle by Andrew Millward up the middle.
Nice job by Millward, man. Cornish had a clear path down the right side, and great tackle.
It's now third down and 5 for Lakeland with 11:35 and counting here before halftime, and this is well within Owen Forsman's range. Of course, the Hawks would love to get the first down here. They've got to get to the 15 to accomplish that. They're at the 19 here on 3rd and 4. Counter play, left side, Cornish has room to run. Cornish inside the 5, down to the 3. It'll be first and goal for Lakeland.
Man, and Lakeland's offensive line just great blocking up front and gave Cornish just a huge lane. In fact, one player for Lakeland didn't even have anyone to block.
And that's the key with Lakeland is if they get to that second level, they're so expert. They're technicians at blocking on that offensive line. It becomes really difficult to stop this ground-based attack. Offset I formation, Lautzenheiser under center here on 1st and goal from the 4. Lautzenheiser will sneak it. He will take it in for a Lakeland touchdown. And the Hawks take their first lead of the night. So a 4-yard touchdown run for Lautzenheiser. And Lakeland on their opening drive, like a hot knife through butter, Sean, makes their way down the field and scores.
Yeah, even a couple penalties backed them up. It didn't stop the run attack of Lakeland Hawks at all.
Point after try by Forsman is through, and so it's 7-3 Lakeland. Here with 10:50 to play in our opening half of action, second quarter. So a 4-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Lautzenheiser. 7-3 Lakeland. Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com is brought to you in part by Super One Foods. At Super One Foods, compromise is not an option. We set the standard. Number 1, we have lower prices. And number 2, we make your dollar stretch further. Visit any Super One Foods in Rathdrum, Hayden, Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Sandpoint, or Bonners Ferry, and you'll see we set the standard. Go Hawks from Super One Foods. You know, there's a Super One Foods in my hometown, Stevensville, Montana, Sean.
I did not know that.
It's open 24 hours a day. That's kind of the cool thing about it. You can go any time of day or night.
Whenever you need something, right?
That's right.
You have a little hunger, need some milk, whatever, they got it.
Yeah, there's Super One Foods all up and down western Montana, and then the Panhandle up there in North Idaho. 10:50 to play here before halftime. Today's game also brought to you by Bustin' Moves Moving Company. Proud, locally owned, and supports Pocatello football. Go Thundering Herd from Bustin' Moves. Lakeland patiently waiting to kick off.
Yeah, they're waiting for the whistle.
Waiting for the official to whistle, and now here's Forsman drilling it deep to the 1 yard line. Crew Hales on the return will head up the near sideline. Will cut into the 20, the 25, and will slip out of bounds at the 26-yard line along that near sideline where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunder. So Pocatello in the red jerseys, white pants. They've got white letters and numbers, that navy blue trim around them, those navy blue helmets with the Pocatello logo, and Lakeland, as we said, in the white jerseys, white pants, that green letter and number system, the yellow helmets with the green Hawks logo. I like Lakeland's uniforms. They're simple, but they look good.
It kind of just reminds me of like a 1970s basketball team. I don't know, with the green, and I don't know that color scheme.
They look like North Dakota State is what they look like.
Oh, yep.
And then, Pocatello kind of looks like, I don't know, I'd have to think about it. Hand off to Riken Echo Hawk here on 1st and 10, nowhere to go. Good penetration by the Lakeland defensive line, and leading the charge up front for the Hawks that time was Devin Howell, the senior. It's a loss of a yard for Echo Hawk, makes it 2nd and 11 for Pokey from their own 25. They'll hurry up here. Hunter May on the run will throw to the near sideline, incomplete. Trying to go to Chance Crittenden on that near sideline around the 30, but he couldn't stay in bounds. It's now very quickly 3rd and 11, Sean.
Yeah, that Pocatello kind of playing a little more hurried up than we've kind of seen in the past, and that's third down real quick.
And that's what, talking to Coach Spillett before the game tonight, he said, we have to take advantage of our possessions, knowing that we're only going to have, probably 4 or 5 the entire game, the way both these teams like to run the ball. 3rd and 11, May on the rollout right side will take off and throw at the last moment, and will throw it out of bounds. It's 4th down.
Probably a good decision. It would have probably been tackled for a loss there. So 4th down, and, Pocatello Thunder punting, not something we're very used to.
Yeah, 10-10 to play here before halftime, and Pocatello will come out to punt. It will be Garrett Keller to do the honors. Thomas Calder back deep to return for Lakeland, standing at his own 42-yard line. A 7-3 lead here for the Hawks, and they're about to get the ball back. That's a big stop for Lakeland's defense in what figures to be a low possession game. High punt by Keller, not too much distance. Will take a Lakeland bounce to 50 and spin out around the Pocatello 47-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Tonight's game at IdahoSports.com, brought to you in part by Lava Hot Springs, your destination for a fun or relaxing day, whichever you choose. Just 11 miles off I-15, their world-famous hot springs are now open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and until 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. We might be able to get there if this game ends quickly enough.
I was going to say, I hope they're open later on weekends.
The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees, so you can come and soak your worries away. Their indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Co. is now open Fridays and Saturdays noon to 8 and Sundays noon to 5 with special weekday hours. Visit lavahhotsprings.com for more information and a calendar of hours. 1st and 10, ball right at the 50, handoff up the middle. And out to the 45-yard line is John Cornish, a gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5.
And Lakeland's just really good at those kind of what I'd call like 5-yard jabs.
Yeah.
They just kind of can get, you don't think it's a big play, but, 2nd and 5 is a lot better than 2nd and 9.
This is a Lakeland team that's got a bit of a chip on its shoulder. You talk to the Hawks fans up north, and they'll tell you that, hey, we were a top 8 team according to Max Prep's rankings. It's kind of bogus that we got to travel all the way down here to Pocatello, which was in the teens in the Max Prep rankings. Here's John Cornish up the middle, now breaks to the outside. The left side will be brought down inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. What a run by John Cornish. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lakeland. Ball at the Pocatello 29-yard line.
Yeah, and I talked a little bit at the start is Lakeland hasn't won a playoff game in 15 years, so they do have a little bit of chip on their shoulder. They'd like to get that playoff win, and yeah, what awaits for you the next round? Maybe Bishop Kelly. So, I can understand a little bit of chip there.
Yeah, you know, last year Lakeland had to come down to Pocatello for the opening round of the playoffs. They were inside Holt Arena against Skyline, the eventual champs, and they played with Skyline for 3 quarters. Caldwell up the middle on 1st and 10 from the 29. Will take it to the 22, and another first down. They're actually going to mark him, let's see, at the 22-yard line. No, the 17-yard line. There we go. And that's a 12-yard gain and a first down for Calder.
Yeah, that was, you know, if you went back and looked at that, Lakeland was kind of in charge of that game for most of it. So, you know, they're a good team.
Yeah, that Skyline game last year. And then, of course, longtime head coach Tim Kiefer retired, and Mike Schroeder has done a fantastic job in his first season here in charge of this Lakeland program. Cornish up the middle. Actually, Calder, nothing there. He was able to somehow bounce like a pinball to the outside, takes it around the left edge, inside the 10, down to the 9. How did he escape? Like a Houdini act there, Thomas Calder.
He kind of crowd surfed over his own guy, kind of rolled, and I don't know how he didn't go down.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
That was an incredible run by Calder. They'll mark it down right at the 10, where it'll be 2nd and 3 for Lakeland. 7:45 and counting here before halftime. A 7-3 lead for the Hawks, threatening to go up 14-3 potentially. They are knocking at the door here on 2nd and 3 from the Pocatello 10. Split backs behind Lautzenheiser under center. Will give on the sweep right side to Calder, trying to get to the edge, and will only get a couple, but it does appear he's got enough for the first down. Coming up to make the tackle for Pocatello was Tyson Beckles. And they needed 3, and Calder gets 4, and it's 1st and goal for Lakeland from the Pocatello 7-yard line. We've got 7 minutes to play here before halftime, and Lakeland gets the ball to start the second half, Sean Wood. So this is a key series here for this Pocatello defense.
Yeah, if the Pocatello Thunder can find a way to maybe just hold them to a field goal attempt here, that would be huge, but it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 7. 3 backs in the backfield. Lautzenheiser under center. Flag comes out. So Cornish was the deep back, and then they had the fullback in there as well, was Calder. And then they had the wing back kind of off to the just to the left. You know, the two fullbacks were right by each other, and that other fullback that was in there was Chase Burcham, the senior. He's a great linebacker on defense, but he can moonlight on offense as well. But this penalty is against Lakeland. False start. We'll move it back to the 13, where it's now 1st and goal from the 13-yard line. And again, that same formation. 3 backs in the backfield behind Lautzenheiser. They'll give to Calder. Bounces to the outside right side. Another penalty flag out. This time Cornish gets to the 9. But again, that flag came out pretty quickly. We'll see what the call is here, Sean.
Yeah, came out. I'm going to think it maybe was holding.
Bingo. Right on. So,
mark it down.
So we're talking about now, this was an important drive for the Pocatello defense, because if they hold Lakeland to a field goal here, it's still a 1-possession game. They're doing okay. And Lakeland had all the momentum, but now they're kind of some self-inflicted wounds here. Back-to-back penalties makes it 1st and goal from the 21-yard line now.
Yeah, it's a very different scenario for Lakeland, looking to punch it in from close. Now, going to have to come up with something.
They are just itching to run out of this power rush formation. Same play with 3 backs in the backfield. Toss play to Cornish off the left side. Cuts inside the 20, brought down around the 16, where it'll be 2nd and goal.
Nice patient running by Cornish, letting the blocks get in front of him, and you know, just good vision and patience. I just like his patience and letting the block get in front of him.
Maddox Moore, the junior linebacker, on the tackle there for Pocatello. So we talked about Carson Christensen out for this game, and Coach Spillett says out for the rest of the season, however long that extends for Pocatello. Maddox Moore is the guy who took his spot in the starting lineup tonight. So all eyes are on the junior, and so far holding his own. 2nd and goal from the 17 for Lakeland. I formation. Lautzenheiser gives to Cornish off the left side. Inside the 10, bounces to the outside and into the end zone. Touchdown Lakeland, a 17-yard touchdown run for John Cornish. And with 5:25 to play here before halftime, Lakeland leads 13-3 pending the PAT.
Yeah, just, again, great blocking up front from the Lakeland offensive line, just creating just all kinds of room for Cornish to run. And, wow, that offensive line is something to behold.
Forsman, the left-footed kicker. Point after try is through. And so 14-3. Lakeland leads Pocatello with 5:25 to play here before halftime. We'll be back right after this break. You're listening to the 2022 4A Idaho football playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Lookout Field in Pocatello for a little postseason football opening round of the 4A state football playoffs, and it's the 9 seed Lakeland on top of the 8 seed Pocatello, 14-3. Following the 17-yard touchdown run by John Cornish, we thought, oh boy, Lakeland had it first and goal at the 7. They moved all the way back to the 21 on some penalties. Didn't turn out to be that big of a problem.
No, not at all. I mean, like I've said it already, but the offensive line just creates just great lanes for Cornish, and he's smart and finds the hole.
Line drive kick through the back of the end zone for a touchback, and so now Pocatello down 14-3, Sean. Knowing that they give the ball to Lakeland to start the third quarter, you feel like this is almost a must-score drive for the Thunder.
Yeah, you know, they've got it. Pocatello Thunder's got to find a way to, I think, you know, at least eat up the clock and not give Lakeland the ball back again before halftime, but definitely put points on the board before halftime. But, you know, easier said than done. Lakeland held Pocatello to, you know, 3 and out in the last drive, and we'll see what they can do here.
Again, on a cold night here at Lookout Field. 3 receivers to the right side of the formation. Hunter May will throw the screen to Crew Hales, and Hales brought down back at the 15-yard line by Thomas Calder. What a great open field tackle. They tried to throw the screen to Crew Hales on the near side of the formation, and Thomas Calder busted through and made the tackle for a loss of 2. It's now 2nd and 12 for Pocatello with 5 minutes to play here before halftime. Ball back at their own 18-yard line. That's the thing with Pocatello we talked about this season. Dre Contreras, the starting quarterback, has only been able to play 2 games. He has been dealing with some lower leg and foot injury problems, and Hunter May, the sophomore, has had to step in, and the offense changes a little bit with May at the helm. May on the rollout, going for the deep ball into double coverage. Jump ball broken up. It was a one-on-one play with Crew Hales. And also there defensively for Lakeland was Jamison Elliott. Nice job by Elliott to break up the pass.
And who was the Lakeland Hawk putting the pressure on Hunter May? Well, it was John Cornish.
Yeah, that's the thing about, so I talked about the depth for both of these teams is not great. The top-end talent, both Pocatello and Lakeland could match up with anybody in the state. But if a key player like a Carson Christensen or a Dre Contreras goes down for Pocatello, all of a sudden, things look a little dicier. Same with Lakeland. I mean, Cornish, an all-state running back, well, they need him just as badly on defense as well.
Yeah, in talking to people, they said he's a great linebacker.
May feeling the heat on 3rd and 12. Now going to take a deep shot. Has a man wide open, caught at the 40-yard line. That is Crew Hales. Actually, double-check it. That is a first down reception by Cutter Stuckey. Wow, Stuckey was left all alone at his own 40-yard line. That's a big 3rd down find by Hunter May.
Yeah, Hunter May avoided a sack, and Pocatello's hurrying up here.
4:15 to play here before halftime. 1st and 10 for Pokey from their own 40-yard line. Give to Reichen Echohawk, breaks a tackle. The 45, the 50, still going and ducks out of bounds around the Lakeland 46-yard line. Reichen Echohawk moves the chains. They'll officially mark him out at the Lakeland 48, so that is a gain of 12 on the run by Echohawk.
And that's what I think Pocatello's got to do. They've got to have kind of a heavy or a good mix of passing and running. They can't just rely on Echo Hawk. If they can make some passes like that, it's really going to open it up for Echo Hawk.
3 receivers to the right side. Hunter May going to throw a deep ball, overshot his man, trying to go to Cutter Stuckey again. And maybe a little miscommunication on the route between quarterback and receiver. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 now from the Lakeland 48. They'll stop the clock, though, with 3:50 to play here before halftime.
I kind of like it. You know, you got a nice little run play, and take a little shot on first down is not a bad situation to get yourself into.
So it is 2nd and 10. Following the incomplete pass. Hunter May throwing a little bubble screen. Riken Echo Hawk makes the reception on the left side and will only gain 3 on the reception. He is shoved out of bounds at the Lakeland 46-yard line. So they'll actually give him 2. It's going to be 3rd and 8 now for Pocatello. Ball at the Lakeland 46-yard line with 3:30 to play before halftime.
Yeah, not a bad play call. I think some bubble screens for Echo Hawk would be good for the Thunder, but you just kind of, you know, you got to get points here, I think, before halftime.
It is 3rd and 8 for Pocatello. 3:05 to play here before halftime, trailing 14-3. Low snap, May's got it. Now feels the heat. Will take off and run off the right side. Throws at the last moment, and a sliding grab made by Crew Hales at the Lakeland 36-yard line for a Pocatello first down. Boy, May living on the edges. Made a throw just in front of the line, or just behind the line of scrimmage. It was almost over.
Yeah, I think as long as part of your body's behind it, you're good.
That's right. Any part of your body or the ball. They will quickly run up the middle here for Riken Echo Hawk. Echo Hawk will plunge ahead for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Pocatello. Ball now at the Lakeland 31-yard line. 2:30 to play here before halftime. May out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, over the middle, caught, bobbled for a moment, but it's caught by Parker Smith, the tight end. Inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for the Thunder.
Little behind Parker Smith. He made a nice, I don't know if my body could turn that way, but his did, and he was able to bring it down. So Thunder moving here.
Yeah, he bobbled it and popped it up in the air. 1st and goal from the 8. May on the run, throws to the near sideline. Crew Hales made the reception and then lost it. They'll call it an incomplete pass. Lakeland thought it was a fumble. Either way, Hales made the grab around the 3, but then dropped it. So it's going to be 2nd and goal now for Pocatello from the Lakeland 7. 2:12 to play before halftime, and Pocatello trailing 14-3.
And Pocatello, just what they needed, though, to get in the scoring position before halftime. And they've done it with some nice passes. I've liked the Pocatello receivers go out and then curl back in, giving Hunter May some targets. And the receivers have done a nice job for Hunter May, I think, so far in this opening half.
So it's 2nd and goal now from the 7 with 2:12 to play before halftime. 2 receivers either side. Echo Hawk up the middle, now bounces to the outside, gets the block, and gets the touchdown. Riken Echo Hawk from 7 yards out. That's the score that Pocatello needed to try and hang in this low possession game against Lakeland, and that was a design dive play. Echo Hawk read the blocks, bounced it to the outside on the right side, and found his way in for 6.
And Echo Hawk lives by that, right? He's so good at reading the defense and finding a way to bounce out, bounce inside, spin around, whatever it takes, and he finds the end zone.
Garrett Keller on for the point after try here for Pocatello. Snap down, kick is on the way, and the kick is through. So with 2:06 to play here before halftime, it is, well, did they say no good now? They haven't put it up on the scoreboard yet. I thought he cleared it, but I guess not. 14-9 it remains. And I think Pocatello wanted a running into the kicker penalty as well. We'll see what the call is here. Yeah, it is running into the kicker against Lakeland. It'll be assessed on the kickoff, and now the extra point is through. Okay, so they were waiting for the penalty to get called. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he made that. I was like, I watched it go through.
I put it on the scoreboard. We're up high. I'm pretty sure it was good. I was very confused.
Yeah, we're up here in the crow's nest tonight here at Thunder Stadium with 2:06 to play before halftime. A 14-10 Lakeland lead, following the 7-yard touchdown run by Reichen Echo Hawk, and now Pocatello will have a chance to basically boot this into the end zone for a touchback here, following the running into the kicker penalty against Lakeland on that point after try.
Callan, a kick for Pocatello.
So yeah, kind of a interesting scenario when you get a kick up that close. What do you do? Do you kick it all the way back, squid kick it, kind of use one of those, you can kind of pinpoint your kick towards someone.
Garrett Keller will kick off here.
And Garrett Keller onsides it.
And did Pocatello recover that? They did! Oh my goodness! Coach Dave Spillett with the trickeration, the onside kick is recovered by Pocatello.
And I think Garrett Keller got it.
Wow!
He kicked it and chased it, and what a play.
What a time, because we're not expecting it, right? We're expecting them to just bomb it into the end zone for the touchback. So Pocatello with the onside kick recovers right in the middle of the field. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunder, with the ball now with the Lakeland 34-yard line.
Wow, what a change of events here.
Out of the shotgun. They fake the fly sweep to Echo Hawk. Hunter May will keep it on the QB draw. Will take it across the 30 down to the Lakeland 25-yard line. And again, that clock rolling, 1:50 to play before halftime. 14-10, Lakeland lead, but Pocatello with the ball. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right here on 2nd and 1 from the Lakeland 25. May out of the shotgun, trips to the left side. Back to pass, has time, going for the home run ball to Crew Hales. Juggling catch, and a leap, and a touchdown for Pocatello. Oh my goodness, what a catch by Crew Hales. That's a 25-yard touchdown connection, and Pocatello back in front.
Wow. I love the play call. Crew Hales just down the middle, and what a catch. It looked like it might not be on target, and Crew Hales found a way to get to the ball, and what a great catch. And we saw last week Crew Hales make a nice end zone catch, kind of turning his body away to get it, and he did it again tonight. And what a game-changing turn of events for the Thunder.
Garrett Keller, point after, is through. And so with 1:29 to play here before halftime, Pocatello reassumes command of this ball game, 17-14 over Lakeland. So again, Pocatello was down 14-3. They get the 7-yard touchdown run by Reichen Echo Hawk with just 2:06 to play before halftime. Lakeland gets a running into the kicker penalty on the point after, which allows Pocatello to kick off from, the 50, right?
I think the 55.
Well, there's no 55,
or
the 45 of Lakeland.
Yes, yeah. Excuse me, the 45 of Lakeland.
No, so everybody is expecting Pocatello to just bomb it into the end zone for a touchback, get ready on defense. They call the onside kick. It was right up the middle, and you're right, Garrett Keller, the kicker, fell on top of it, and from there, Pocatello didn't mess around. 25-yard touchdown pass from Hunter May to Crew Hales. That was a play where Hales had to spin around and then catch the ball with his hands extended over his head. What a tremendous grab by Crew Hales, and just like that, snap of the fingers, Pocatello back in front with 1:29 to play here before halftime.
Yeah, and Crew Hales had a great kickoff return, too, that led to 3 points for the Thunder, and Crew Hales is saying, hey, I want to be the player of the game.
He wants to be that IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department and Shift Idaho. Keller will kick off. This is going to be angled to the 20 on the near sideline, caught by Thomas Calder, and he's upended by Julian Caldwell at the 30, no, shy of the 30-yard line, right around the 27. Oh my goodness. What a tackle. That was actually Jackson Romero who made that tackle. Special teams play.
Nice job. He came up, and it's just jolted. The momentum has just totally shifted here in what, a minute?
Yeah.
I mean, like a minute, and in a possession type game that it's going to be with both teams running the ball. I mean, these could be the keys to the game.
And now Lakeland, with just 1:23 to go before halftime, will start 1st and 10 from their own 29. They'll give to John Cornish off the right side. Cornish spinning like a top will take it to the 35-yard line of Lakeland. The official signal for a timeout here. Lakeland will spend the timeout. So they've got 2 timeouts remaining with 1:16 to play here before halftime. So our game reset. 1:16 to play in the second quarter, 17-14. Pocatello with the 3-point lead. Lakeland with the ball currently facing a 2nd and 3 from their own 35-yard line. I believe each side has 2 timeouts remaining, and Lakeland gets the ball to start the second half. Lakeland has scored tonight on a 7-yard touchdown run by Kason Lautzenheiser, the quarterback, and a 17-yard touchdown run by John Cornish. Pocatello has scored tonight on a 27-yard field goal from Garrett Keller, 7-yard touchdown run from Ryken Echohawk, and a 25-yard touchdown pass from Hunter May to Crew Hales.
Keep you busy.
You know, talking to fans and coaches on both sides here, Lakeland and Pocatello, they said assessing the 2 squads was difficult this year because they come from 3-team districts. They play a lot of unusual opponents. The only common opponent that both of these teams had this year was Preston. And Preston was a team that struggled. They weren't able to really glean much from the game film on either side when they played Preston. Lautzenheiser back to pass here on 2nd and 4. Will roll out on the right side and duck out of bounds after a gain of 6 and a Lakeland first down. So great running by Lautzenheiser there to get out of bounds at the 40, stop the clock with 1:09 to play.
Yeah, and the Preston-Lakeland game is at the very start of the year too,
Yeah.
right? So it's hard to kind of get a gear just from film from the very start to now.
1st and 10 for the Hawks from their own 40. I formation. Lautzenheiser under center. Will give to Cornish off the left side, and Cornish met immediately by a wall of Thunder defenders. First guy in there was Devin Rodriguez, the guy that is playing his way onto the All-State team for his exploits at linebacker this year. It's a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 for Lakeland. They'll spend their 2nd timeout. What a play by Devin Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's fired up. The Pocatello Thunder are fired up, and he leads that defense, and rightly so. And for Lakeland, I don't think they've thrown the ball yet this game, so they might have to look to have their first passing play here, or they just run out the clock. I don't know.
No, I think they probably will have to go to the air, and that's what Coach Spillett, told me in our pregame talk tonight. He said, we want them to pass. We feel like that's where we can maybe nab a mistake or take advantage on the pass rush, make something happen. So our game reset, 1 minute to play before halftime. 17-14 Pocatello lead. Lakeland has the ball, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11 actually from their own 39-yard line. Lakeland has 1 timeout remaining. Pocatello still has 2. 5 defenders at the line. Quick slant caught by Ezra Benson. Makes a man miss across the 50 to the 45, still going. Down to the Pocatello 41-yard line. Boy, before you could blink, the slant was there to Ezra Benson. I think he got maybe a half a step into his route, and the ball was already there on the near side, but nice catch by Benson.
He was trying to get out of bounds, but just couldn't quite do it. He was kind of spinning and gyrating and got a few extra yards, but would have been nice to get out of bounds.
Yeah, that clock continuing to roll. 35 seconds and counting here before halftime, and now Lakeland spends their 3rd and final timeout. After letting so much time expire on the play, Sean, Lakeland spends their 3rd timeout with 34 seconds to play here before halftime.
Yeah, Lakeland didn't really have a sense of urgency up to the line, but a lot of time went off before they called that timeout. So, but sometimes you take these timeouts and you draw up, 2 or 3 things so you're ready to go. And it's better than waiting until there's no time, right? So take it now, get your guys set, have those plays ready to go.
And with 34 seconds to play here before halftime, right now the ball is at the Pocatello 41-yard line where it is 1st and 10. And we're always thinking, touchdown. They got to get the touchdown. Well, Owen Forsman is a good kicker. If they can get 12 to 15 more yards, they're probably in range for Forsman to come out to try and tie it up. The problem is no timeouts remaining, so they've either got to run a pass to the sideline or maybe run a running play to the short side of the field. The ball currently is on the near side hash. Be interesting to see what they call here. 34 seconds to play before halftime. Lakeland out of timeouts, down 3. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball at the Pocatello 41-yard line. Single back is Cornish. Lautzenheiser will turn and throw a screen. Will throw it too high, out of bounds. On that far sideline, was trying to go on the screen pass to Caden Smith, the junior. Overthrew his man. That was actually, Caden Smith, the junior, intended receiver. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
So, 2nd and 10, 28 seconds. Be interesting to see what Lakeland draws up here. And even if he catches that ball, I mean, he's got a pretty far way to go just to get out of bounds. So maybe best that he didn't catch it.
Offset I formation, Lautzenheiser throwing again. Pass a touch high. Ezra Benson went up to try to get it on the far side. It's off his hands, incomplete. Actually, looked like the intended receiver that time was Zach Kunkler. So Zachary Kunkler, the intended receiver there. And now it's 3rd and 10. 23 seconds to play here before halftime. So Lakeland has gone exclusively to the sidelines on these pass route attempts instead of something over the middle, like that quick slant that we saw to Benson that got the 1st down, because they have no timeouts remaining. 3rd and 10 for the Hawks. Receiver to either side. Wingback is Calder to the left side of the formation. Lautzenheiser, 3-step drop, in trouble. Down he goes, back at the 45-yard line. Pocatello coming through on the sack. A pair of defensive linemen coming through. Dawson Walsh and Tommy Smith. Combo on the stop. Loss of 5. Lakeland may just let the clock run out to get to halftime on 4th and 15, and they will. They'll call it off and say, we get the ball to start the second half. Let's just go to the locker room and regroup.
Yeah, probably smart play. Nice sack by the defensive Thunder line there. So they needed a stop, and they got it.
So at halftime, the Pocatello Thunder lead the Lakeland Hawks 17-14. We will be back with the IdahoSports.com halftime show right after this break. You are listening to the 2022 Idaho Class 4A opening round of the playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We're Valley-wide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho for as low as $0 a month. If you're as speechless as I am right now, say nothing.
Health yeah!
Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I have my seatbelt on.
Through storms and bad weather, sure as the sun.
Welcome. These are hot chocolate milk. You're welcome.
From the desert to the freezing cold, wish I could see it from the stars.
Those are bagels and cream cheese. Can I get you anything else? Okay, great. Try it.
We're working together to build a more sustainable future. Learn more at unbottled.com.
I'm Jen Miguel-Seiler and I'm from Moscow. I think it's really important to get vaccinated because it's not just about me and my health, it's about the people around me. We have a lot of friends who have disabilities or have different health conditions. I want to make sure I don't make anyone sick. So we chose to get vaccinated to keep each other healthy.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
It is halftime here at Lookout Field in Pocatello, Idaho, the brand new football facility. We've had, what, 5? This is the 5th football game ever at Lookout, 4th maybe? Something like that. Anyways, Brandon Baney alongside Sean Kane here on IdahoSports.com. And we've got a good one here at halftime of the opening round of the 4A playoffs. It's number 8 Pocatello leading number 9 Lakeland 17-14 here at the half. And really, you know, Pocatello got the ball first, marched down the field, scored on that 27-yard field goal by Garrett Keller. They were up 3-0. We get to, and that was the score at the end of 1. We get to the second quarter. Lakeland on their opening drive. Yes, Lakeland was still on their opening drive when the second quarter was at the midway point. They capped the drive off with a 7-yard touchdown run by Kason Lautzenheiser, the quarterback. So it's 7-3 Lakeland with 2:50 to play before halftime. Pocatello then has to punt, right? They go 3 and out. Lakeland gets the ball back. They march it down the field again. John Cornish finds the end zone from 17 yards out, and it's 14-3 Lakeland. And you're like, oh, man. Pocatello in danger of falling behind in a short game, right? We talked about this is going to be a low possession game. And so Pocatello down 14-3, marches the ball down the field. Reichen Echohawk scores from 7 yards out to make it 14-10 with 2:06 to play before halftime. And then on the PAT try, Lakeland is called for running into the kicker, which means Pocatello gets to kick off from the Lakeland 45-yard line. And we're thinking, okay, they're going to boot it deep, Sean, but instead they go for the onside kick.
Yep, and Garrett Keller, the Pocatello Thunder, timed it and kicked it perfectly because he got it. He kicked it right to himself, essentially, and just a little angle on it, went enough yards, and he grabbed it right away, and that changed the that changed the dynamic of the game quickly, because right after that, I think it was like one play, it was an Echo Hawk run, and then on that next play, Hunter May hooked up with Crew Hales for a 25-yard touchdown pass. And just like that, when you thought Lakeland was kind of running away with it, Pocatello took the lead 17-14, and Lakeland got the ball back, drove a little bit, but came away with nothing, and that's our halftime score.
Yeah, that 25-yard touchdown from May to Hales. It was a tremendous catch where Hales had to spin around and make the over-the-head reception. So, yeah, pretty phenomenal grab there by Crew Hales. And so here we are, 17-14 at halftime. Sean, you've got to look at some of the first half statistical leaders as well.
Yeah, let's start with the Pocatello Thunder since they're ahead. Hunter May went 8 for 13, 100 yards passing, 1 TD that we just talked about. Echo Hawk, 10 carries, 37 yards and a TD. And then Hales, 4 catches, 44 yards, and that game-changing TD that gave them the lead. So that's kind of the leaders for the Thunder. For the Lakeland Hawks, you know, a little different story. They don't throw the ball too much, but you've got John Cornish. He has 14 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown just in the first half. Calder has 8 carries, 49 yards, and then the Lakeland quarterback, Lutzenheiser, ran one in for a touchdown, but he went 1 for 3, and those 3 passes came in that last drive.
Pretty phenomenal effort there from both sides, and this is about as even as an 8-9 matchup can be, right, Sean?
Yeah, it feels like, you know, one of those rounds in the NCAA where it's an 8-10 matchup, and both teams are just taking pop shots at each other, and both coaches, you know, game plan very well, and you can kind of see the strengths of each team in trying to find a way to stop them, trying to stop the run of Lakeland. Pocatello defense has come up with some nice plays. You know, Devin Rodriguez, linebacker, great job, and then you have Lakeland, who they just can run the ball on a dime, and up front, just the offensive line has played great and gave a lot of room to John Cornish, and just a really close game. Not a lot of give either way, but that onside kick, so far the game changer for the Thunder. And to start the second half, the Lakeland Hawks will get the ball, so they'll look to try to take back the lead, but just, you know, a lot of back and forth between both teams. And I'd like to think that you would, you know, if you're Pocatello, you've got to find a way to kind of stop John Cornish, which I don't think anyone has all year.
Right.
So, but maybe limit that. But what I've liked is the Thunders has really found kind of the passing game. I think it's taken a few games for Hunter May under center to kind of find his rhythm and rhyme. And tonight he has, you know, 8 for 13 and 100 yards and a TD is pretty effective for a first half of football with, you know, a very good Lakeland defense. So.
Yeah, it's been a pretty epic ball game so far. Let's take a look at what else is going on around the 4A classification tonight. The game up in Sandpoint just kicked off. The Bulldogs, of course, defeated Lakeland for the Inland Empire League title, and they are tied with Skyview 7-7 midway through the first quarter. That is the 14-seed Skyview and the 3-seed Sandpoint. Of course, Skyline, the 2-seed, about ready to kick off against 15-seed Bonneville. They're playing, I don't know, across the city of Pocatello over at Holt Arena.
We might be able to see it from up here.
Yeah,
it's a little smoggy out tonight, or a little fog brewing.
Yes, a little fog here on a cool night. So they're going to kick off in about 5 minutes or so. They've got the late game tonight at Holt Arena. How about this, Sean? We've got that. We got a lot of Magic Valley action going on as well. Minico, of course, the 4-seed hosting Valley View, the 13-seed. Of course, Valley View went in and shocked the Spartans last year. How about this, Sean? In the third quarter, Valley View leading 14-7.
Wow, that's crazy because Valley View's one of their best players is even playing.
Yeah, Tyson Fox.
Broke his leg, and we got a chance to see him, and he's unreal talent. So, man, Minico just, man, they can't catch a break in the opening round, but still a lot of time left.
Yes, and I think Twin Falls and Burley have gone to halftime. That is the 10-7 matchup. We will keep an eye on that contest as well and try and pass on a score. And then, of course, we've also got Shelley, the 11 seed. They are at Emmett, the 6 seed tonight. And right now, Sean, third quarter, Shelley 24, Emmett 0.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Gee, that's... And we've seen Shelley. Shelley finds a way to win, and Emmett's just been just a very solid team the last few years. So I kind of was leaning towards Emmett in that. So there you go. Wow.
What a phenomenal batch of games we've got. We're getting ready to start the second half of action. Let's step aside and take a break. It is halftime here at Lookout Field. Pocatello on top of Lakeland 17-14. We'll be back with the third quarter right after this break on IdahoSports.com.
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the new free checking account from P1FCU that pays you dividends. Earn 1.45% APY on balances up to $15,000. Plus, get online and mobile banking and mobile deposit with no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. To open your account, visit p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938.
I love Lookout's campus branch. The vibe and the service. But with digital banking, it all comes to me. My customizable dashboard provides all my information. Accounts, cards.
Anything else?
I'm good. Bill pay, even my credit score. Gotta go. I mean, you gotta go download this app and upload convenience today.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We're Valley-wide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Lookout Field in Pocatello on a cool October night. Boy, nothing like postseason football, late October. I'm Brandon Baney alongside Sean Kane. It is the Pocatello Thunder on top of the Lakeland Hawks, 17-14. We are about a minute away from starting our third quarter of action. Thanks for being with us tonight on IdahoSports.com. And these broadcasts aren't possible without all of our great sponsors that support these broadcasts, but really they're supporting these schools, because our mission at IdahoSports.com isn't to become rich millionaires. Our goal is to get as much exposure for athletes in the state of Idaho as we can. And how do we do that? By broadcasting their games. So big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight. Let's recognize them before we get the third quarter underway. First of all, Lava Hot Springs, your destination for a fun or relaxing day, whichever you choose. Just 11 miles off I-15. Their world-famous hot springs are now open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and until 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees, so you can come and soak your worries away. Their indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Cove is now open Fridays and Saturdays noon to 8 p.m. and Sundays noon to 5 p.m. with special weekday hours. Visit lavahot.springs.com for more information and a calendar of hours. Tonight's game also brought to you by Super One Foods. At Super One Foods, compromise is not an option. They set the standard. Number one, they have lower prices. And number two, they make your dollar stretch further. Visit any Super One Foods in Rathdrum, Hayden, Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Sandpoint, or Bonners Ferry, and you'll see that they set the standard. Go Hawks from Super One Foods. And Bustin' Moves Moving Company, proud, locally owned, and supports Pocatello football. Go Thundering Herd from Bustin' Moves.
I tell you what, if I ever move, I'm getting a moving company.
Yeah, you know, I've done the move thing enough. I've lived in 4 different states. Sean, you've lived in how many? 3?
Well, let's go down to 1, because I've only lived here. I've only lived in Idaho.
I thought you're from Illinois. I thought you.
All my family is.
Oh, I thought you grew up in Illinois a little bit.
No, I'm the well. I kind of did, but I didn't actually live there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got nothing then.
Nothing.
Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, Idaho. That's my little circle of
joy
traveling. Here we go, start of the third quarter. Pocatello will be kicking off with a 3-point lead. Garrett Keller line drive kick will be bobbled at the 30. Will be picked up by Thomas Calder at the 20-yard line. Calder will maneuver his way to the 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Lakeland. The Hawks will be moving right to left here in our third quarter of action. And again, some interesting games statewide. A lot of lower-seeded teams leading higher-seeded teams, right? Valley View leading Minico 14-7. You had Shelley leading Emmett 24-0. You know, if enough of these lower-seeded teams win, could create an interesting postseason, interesting quarterfinal round. 1st and 10 for Lakeland from their own 33. They will start with a handoff up the middle to who else? John Cornish. Rushed for just under 100 yards in that opening half, Sean, and he'll take his first carry for a gain of 4 here to make it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, you can't imagine Lakeland's going to go away from him. He's their bread and butter. He's the, he's the offensive key to their team, and man, he's a great runner.
He's the prized bird in the flock for Lakeland High, John Cornish.
Let's think of it like if you have, what's it called when you have the hawk on your arm?
Oh,
the
like
falconer. He's
yeah.
kind of the falconer of the team.
2nd and 6, counter play, right side for Thomas Calder. Will cut back up to the middle and will pick up the first down out to the Pocatello 45-yard line. A gain of 8 for Thomas Calder. It was supposed to be a sweep. He recognized that door was shut. Let me go back up the middle and pick up the first down.
And Calder is just, he's a great running back too. And talking to people, they're like, don't sleep on Calder. You know, everyone talks John Cornish, but Calder is just as good, and they're kind of the same kind of build, like size-wise, but they kind of do a couple different things a little differently, but having 2 great running backs, what a luxury.
They're both speedsters, no doubt. 1st and 10 for Lakeland from their own 45-yard line. Counterplay to Calder off the left side this time. Calder hurdles his own lineman and will be brought down in the backfield for a loss of a couple. A penalty flag came out at the end of the play as well. Good sportsmanship there by Devin Rodriguez, the Pocatello linebacker, to help Calder up off the turf. We'll see what the call is here. It was thrown back at Lakeland's 43-yard line. The line of scrimmage was the 46. It is a holding call against Lakeland. So again, we talked about this in the first half where Lakeland had a drive where it was 1st and goal from the 7, and then all of a sudden it was 2nd and goal from the 21. And, Cornish ended up scoring on that 17-yard run, but those, penalties this time of year will drive a coach crazy.
And they had some penalties on their first series too, so around the red zone.
1st and 23 for Lakeland now from their own 33-yard line. Cornish trying to break to the outside on the far side of the field, the right side. Will get out of bounds around the 38-yard line. So Cornish picks up about 7 on the carry. It'll still be 2nd and long here for Lakeland with 10:10 to play in the 3rd.
So nice job by the Pocatello Thunder defense, kind of holding their own right here. And I think a key for them is to get some stops on defense and force Lakeland to punt. And they're in kind of the driver's seat right here.
It is 2nd down and 18 now for Lakeland from their own 37-yard line. I formation. The give is to Cornish off the left side. The ball is out and bounces right into the hands of Devin Rodriguez. Actually, double check that for Pocatello. That ball bounces right into the hands of Dawson Myers. And a spike and a celebration with the ball as well. And penalty flag will come out for Pocatello for excessive celebration. But boy, Cornish with the fumble, and then it bounced off the turf right into the hands of Dawson Myers of Pocatello. And so the Thunder get the fumble recovery.
With pretty good field position too.
Well, not after this penalty for the excessive celebration.
Because he spiked the ball, so that's going to come back.
Yeah, he popped up and did the Gronk spike.
He was excited.
Yeah. So on sportsmanlike conduct penalty against Pocatello, it will be 1st down, though, for the Thunder. And so there's a turnover, which just kind of a fluky play. Cornish puts it on the turf, and it bounces right into the hands of Dawson Myers of Pocatello. And so the Thunder get the turnover with 10:02 to play here in the 3rd, leading 17-14. It'll be 1st and 10 for Pocatello from their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if that ball got hit from behind out of Cornish. It looked like maybe someone came up from behind, but nice job by Pocatello Thunder to recover. And still, just the momentum is just all swung to the Thunder.
It all happened very quickly. 1st and 10 for Pocatello. May out of a shotgun formation will throw. Has a man open. That ball is caught for a gain of 5. Nice reception on the far side of the field. That is Alex Wynn with his first catch of the night. It's a gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5. Pocatello working left to right here in this 3rd quarter with 9:40 to play in the period. So the ball is at Pocatello's 44-yard line on a 2nd and 5.
We didn't talk about it too much, but both sides it said turnovers are key. We can't have turnovers if we want to win this game. So first turnover here tonight goes for the Thunder's bonus.
2nd and 5. Counterplay to Tyson Beckles, the bruiser out of the Pocatello backfield, still moving the pile across the 50, all the way down to the Lakeland 45-yard line. First contact was made after about 7 yards, and then Beckles picked up another 7 after that.
Carried 2 Lakeland guys with him for, like you said, about 7 yards. He had 2 guys on him. Beckles is, we've seen him all year. He is a tough guy to bring down once he gets those legs pumping.
So Tyson Beckles with the first down carry. It's 1st and 10 for Pocatello. Ball at the Lakeland 45-yard line. 8:50 to go here in the 3rd, and the Thunder leading 17-14. 2 receivers to the right, receiver and tight end to the left. Echo Hawk, the man in motion. They'll give to Beckles again. Jump cut across the 40. Stutter step to the 30. Tyson Beckles. A 16-yard run and a Pocatello first down at the Lakeland 30.
Beckles with some nice moves, a sidestep, cut outside or cut inside, cut out. He was moving.
So 1st and 10 for the Thunder. Ball is at the Lakeland 30-yard line. 8:20 to play in the third. They'll give up the middle again. This is Reich and Echo Hawk this time, taking it to the 25 for a gain of 5. They'll actually mark him back at the 26, so a gain of 4. Boy, and you just get the feeling that, and this was the case in the first half as well, when Lakeland went up 2 scores. That is really hard to overcome in a game like this where both teams are running the ball, shortening the game. You have to come up with a play like Pocatello's onside kick or a turnover on defense or something to try and make up that 2-score deficit. So this is an important drive for Lakeland defensively.
Yeah, definitely. They've got to find a way to kind of get a stop, and the fumble is just hard to do. Like you said, you don't have a lot of possessions.
2nd down and 6. Quarterback keeper for May up the middle, inside the 15, and now May fumbles. Are they going to call him down? They will mark him down at the 15-yard line. It looked like that ball did come out at the end, but they'll call it 1st and 10 for Pocatello. Ball now at the Lakeland 15-yard line. Wind really starting to pick up here at Lookout Stadium.
Yes, it is.
Lookout Field, I should say. Last night I was at Red Devil Stadium in Murtaugh, so I'm used to stadium instead of field. We're here at Lookout Field in Pocatello. Beckles up the middle, inside the 10, inside the 5, and down to the 4 is Tyson Beckles. Right at the 1st down marker, it'll be 1st and goal for Pocatello. They'll put it back at the 5.
And Beckles, man, what a run. Guys get on him, he just kind of backs them off, kind of just takes them with him, chips them off.
1st and goal from the 5. Echo Hawk on the sweep right side, lowers the shoulder and takes it to the 3, where it'll be 2nd and goal for Pocatello. 6:50 to play here in the third, and the Thunder leading 17-14.
Nice job by the Lakeland defense to kind of close the edge there, because once Echo Hawks gets to the edge, it's difficult. He's so speedy.
Pistol formation, Echo Hawk cuts up and will not get there. He's brought down at the 1. 3rd and goal upcoming for Pocatello. You thought Echo Hawk, once he found that crease, had a chance to get in, but Lakeland slammed the door shut. Very nice job defensively that time. Leading the charge was Gabe Means from the secondary. So Means comes in to kind of lead the charge, and it's 3rd and goal from the 1 now for Pocatello with 6:10 to play here in the third.
If Lakeland can find a way to hold Pocatello to a field goal, you got to think that's a win.
Spread out, 2 receivers either side. Beckles is the back along with May. Beckles will fake the handoff. May will keep it, and May is stopped. He may have lost a yard back to the 2. It's 4th and goal now for Pocatello. And Sean, you talked about it. This is a huge stand for the Lakeland defense as Garrett Keller will come out to attempt a 19-yard field goal. This is like an extra point, basically.
Yeah, Keller's got a great leg, but I thought they should have gave the ball to Beckles. I thought he had it.
So a huge stand for Lakeland, and Keller on for the 19-yard field goal try and extend the lead out to 6. Out of the hold of Alex Wynn, the kick is up, and it is through. So Pocatello extends the lead out to 20-14, but will the Pocatello Thunder look back on this goal line possession and lament? Right now, they've still got the lead, but for Lakeland, will they look back at that goal line stand and go, this is what turned the game around for us?
Yeah, Pocatello Thunder had pretty much all the momentum. They get the fumble, end of the second half, they had the momentum, and right there, the Lakeland's taking a little momentum back, stopping what could have possibly been maybe, kind of a game-winning touchdown with how many possessions each team's going to have. And yeah, but now Lakeland's got to kind of get their offense back rolling and look to get some points on the board here on their possession. And
Lakeland was moving the ball pretty well on that third quarter drive to open the period. They had the turnover. So, if you're Lakeland and you're head coach Mike Schroeder, you're feeling good about this. I mean, your team's down 6. You're getting the ball back. There's still 5:06 to play.
And especially Lakeland is a team that's built to control the clock, right? That running game controls the clock, and you know what? 5 left, and their drive could go well into the 4th quarter.
It certainly could. As again, the wind is going to make passing on either side a difficult proposition here the rest of the way. The wind is blowing. What is that? East to west here at Lookout Field.
Yep.
So the wind is at Lakeland's back. So as they're moving down the field right to left in this 3rd quarter, if they were going to try and pass, which I don't think they will, but if they were, this would be the quarter to do it because they'll be against the wind in the 4th quarter. Garrett Keller kicking off for Pocatello. Another line drive kick off the shin of one of the return men for Lakeland. Loose ball, and the Hawks fall on it at the 32-yard line. Wow, that went off the shin of one of the up men for Lakeland. It was Jamison Elliott, and it spun back towards Pocatello, and Lakeland just gets on top of it.
And Pocatello's kicked kind of in that area a couple times now, so maybe they've kind of keyed in that area to go for. And you know, Lakeland's got some dangerous runners to kick off to, but the kicking game, Keller has kind of been, I mean, he's been kind of the player for Pocatello right now.
I think he's one of the considerations for our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department on the Lakeland side. You know, probably Cornish, the leader at this point. Look at this QB bootleg off the left side. Kason Lautzenheiser takes it out to the 40-yard line for a nifty gain of 8 on 1st down.
And when you talk to coaches around the state, that's what they say about Lakeland is they have 3 running backs, or 3 guys definitely capable of running the ball. Cornish, obviously, Calder, and the QB can also, like you just said, he can get after it as well.
Yeah, a little bootleg off to the left side. It's 2nd and 2 for Lakeland from their own 40. Hand off to Cornish, right side. Has the 1st down and more. Across the 50. Breaks a tackle, the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30. And Cornish brought down at the Pocatello 28-yard line. What a sensational run by John Cornish for a Lakeland 1st down.
Yeah, John Cornish is everything that people said he was, right? He's able to bounce off tackles, create space, and once he gets going, he is super fast.
Yeah, now, Sean, you and I live in Pocatello, and so we only get to see Lakeland on film. This is our first time seeing them in person, but they are who we thought they were,
Yeah.
right? A great team at running the football. 1st and 10. Ball is at the Pocatello 28-yard line. They'll go up the middle this time. This is Cornish still going. How did he slip through that wave of tacklers? Oh, my goodness. What a run up the middle by Cornish all the way down to the 11-yard line.
And one thing, I kind of noticed last week is if Pocatello kind of has a weakness in the run game, it's sometimes up the middle. They have really fast linebackers that are able to go after the ball, but if you get that initial kind of middle push from your offensive line, it can open up.
1st and 10 from the 11 of Pocatello. Handoff left side to Cornish, brought down right at the 10-yard line. A gain of only a yard. That is a Jonah Bruner on the tackle. That's the corner for Pocatello on the short side of the field, making a good stop. It is 2nd and 9 for Lakeland now. Ball to Pocatello 10. So Lakeland can get the 1st down without getting the touchdown. They have to get to the 1-yard line to pick up a fresh set of downs. 3:15 to play here in the 3rd, and you can hear it in Sean's shiver right there. It is cold here in Pocatello.
I got the wind jacket on, but it's gotten through it like John Cornish is through this defense.
Nicely done. As you're right, Cornish cuts his way through the heart of the Pocatello defense inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 3 for Lakeland with 2:50 to play here in the 3rd.
And what Lakeland's done this drive is not had any penalties.
Yeah.
All their drives, even the ones they've scored, they've had penalties. So a nice clean drive so far for Lakeland.
2:40 to play in the 3rd. I formation for Lakeland. 3rd and 3 from the Pocatello 4. Cornish bounces to the right side, trying to get to the edge. Loses the ball again. He fumbles at the 2-yard line, and it's recovered by the Thunder. Crew Hales came up with the fumble recovery. Back-to-back fumbles by Cornish, this time at the 2-yard line. Wow. And Pocatello gets the TO.
And that's the difference right now in the game is the 2 turnovers and 2 fumbles from John Cornish. Man, he tried to just keep going outside and just a little too much, got too wide, and that ball came loose.
And now Crew Hales with the touchdown catch and the fumble recovery. He might be a leading candidate for our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Now, this is a dangerous spot for Pocatello. 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line. Lakeland will be pinning their ears back. Pocatello runs out of the shotgun. They are able to get a little breathing room with Reich and Echo Hawk right up the middle. We'll take it out to the 7-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, kind of dangerous sometimes they're in that shotgun in your own end zone, and you've got, Lakeland comes in fast. They're, the linebackers, a couple of them, they're running backs too. So they've got a lot of speed inside as well.
We're down to 1:50 to play here in the 3rd. Pocatello 2nd and 7 from their own 5 after John Cornish fumbles at the 2-yard line. Crew Hales with the recovery. Hunter May screen passes caught at the 5-yard line, and a penalty flag will come out for a face mask at the end as well. Chance Crittenden made that reception for the Thunder, and so Crittenden caught it. The line of scrimmage was the 7. He caught it around the 4, and I thought, oh boy, he might, lose yardage here, but he was able to slip away, get back to the original line, and then a face mask penalty against Lakeland on the tackle will tack on some extra yardage.
Yeah, I thought the Lakeland defensive back was going to jump that and go for it, and it was just there's another pokey receiver in front of him, so he couldn't quite get there, but I thought it might be an interception.
Yeah, because May threw that with a lot of loft on that screen pass. That was a 15-yard face mask penalty against Lakeland on the tackle, which moves the ball all the way out to the 22-yard line of Pocatello. So now they're firmly away from their end zone. 1:35 to play in the 3rd. 1st and 10 from their own 22, and the play blown dead before it can start.
So again, the penalties are just kind of mounting up for Lakeland, really kind of hindering drives, and now on the defensive side.
$1:31 to play here in the 3rd.
False start on the Thunder.
So they'll move it back 5 yards to make it 1st and 15. Ball back at their own 17-yard line with 1:15 and counting here in the 3rd. Hunter May going to throw an out route caught by Parker Smith. Smith, the tight end, makes the grab out to the 22-yard line. So a 5-yard pitch and catch gets us right back to pretty much where we started this thing. They'll give him 6. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Thunder now with 1:13 to play in the 3rd. Ball is at Pocatello's own 23-yard line.
So Lakeland's going to have to really kind of step it up and try to find a way to get the ball back here, because there's only 1:13 left in the 3rd quarter.
They will keep it on the ground with Hunter May on the QB keeper across the 35 and the 40 on the near sideline. Hunter May, boot, scoot, and boogie. Picks up 16 yards and a Pocatello 1st down with 1 minute to play here in the 3rd. And really, we talked about Lakeland having the 3 running backs with Cornish and Calder and Lautzenheiser, the QB. Pokey's kind of got the same thing with Echo Hawk and Beckles and May, the QB. He's a really good athlete.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter May is a great runner back there, but tonight I think has been one of his best passing games for sure. As far as the game goes that we've been at, he's really kind of dialed in his passes.
1st and 10 for Pocatello from their own 40. Jet sweep to the left side. Riken Echo Hawk gets a yard maybe, and that's it. Burcham, the linebacker, came up to make the tackle for Lakeland. Gain of about a half a yard, officially still 2nd and 10. And so, when the season started, Hunter May, he's only a sophomore. Pocatello was counting on him to be a wide receiver and kind of be a slot man. And then Dre Contreras, starting quarterback, just a junior, ends up having that injury. Hunter May kind of gets thrown into the fire, and he's kind of gone from being just an athlete running around back there making plays to really, crafting the quarterback position and playing pretty well.
Yeah, put into the fire.
2nd and 10, slant route caught by Parker Smith for a gain of about 3, right at the 45-yard line they'll mark it. So it'll be 3rd down and about 6 now for Pocatello. That should be the final play of the 3rd quarter, and boy, we have got another fantastic battle brewing here at Lookout Field. After 3, Pocatello leads Lakeland 20-14, and the Thunder will be facing a 3rd and 6 when we return with the 4th quarter. You're listening to the 2022 Idaho Class 4A opening round of the football playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike, because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Lookout Field in Pocatello as we get ready for the start of the 4th quarter. Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane, and it's a 20-14 Pocatello lead. Thunder now going right to left here in this 4th quarter. The wind theoretically would be at their backs, but it's died down all of a sudden. Not that I'm complaining, but
just a slight little breeze.
Not too much. Sandpoint, meanwhile, up 28-14 over Skyview in their first round battle. 3rd and 6. May off his back foot looking for win on the home run ball. Overshot him at the 35-yard line by a yard. And it's 4th down. Pocatello will have to punt. So again, this is the 2nd time now where the Lakeland defense has done their job and gotten the stop. But the offense has had back-to-back turnovers, back-to-back fumbles.
Yeah, and that pass is, a half a step, a half a move, and that's a touchdown for win. But good job by the Lakeland defense to come up and get the stop. They needed it.
So Pocatello will punt here. Garrett Keller uncorks a good one. It is muffed by Thomas Calder inside the 10. He's able to pick it up off the bounce and now break a couple of tackles. Calder will get right back to the 10-yard line. So boy, that is easier said than done, catching a punt, because that ball is like a rock when it's this cold out. And so Calder muffed it, but was able to pick it back up and keep it for Lakeland.
Yeah, nice job by Calder just to get back to the 10-yard line. He could have been tackled, around the 2, and, geez.
He could have lost it, and Pocatello could have been in the end zone. So an adventure for sure. And so here we go. 11:42 to play. Lakeland trailing 20-14. 1st and 10 for the Hawks from their own 10, working left to right. They are going against the wind, although, again, the wind isn't much of a factor at this point. Lautzenheiser, offset I. It's a bootleg. Rolls out to the right. Trying to find somewhere to go. Will take off and run instead, and Lautzenheiser will duck out on the near sideline. Out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say not much of a factor because Lakeland doesn't throw the ball too much, and then, of course, it looked like the first play he was going to throw it, right?
And they will give Lautzenheiser the 1st down to the 20-yard line. So a 10-yard scramble for Case and Lautzenheiser, and it's 1st and 10 for Lakeland from their own 20 with 11:33 to play. And again, a 6-point lead for Pocatello. The Thunder have had to settle for 2 field goals. That looms large in this contest. Benson in motion right to left. They fake the sweep to him. Will go up the middle to Calder this time, and Thomas Calder will pick up 2. Leading the surge that time for Pocatello defensively was the guy who came up with the fumble recovery earlier in the contest, Dawson Myers. Myers out there at defensive end for Pocatello. He and Berto Reed are the 2 defensive ends for the Thunder. Berto Reed had a fumble recovery last week for Pocatello in their regular season finale over Century. And now tonight it's the other defensive end, Myers, pouncing on a fumble. 2nd and 8. Handoff out of the offset eye to Cornish. And again, tough sledding, but Cornish will take it across the 25 out to the 27 for a gain of 5 to bring up a 3rd down and 3 for Lakeland from their own 27-yard line with 10:40 to play.
A nice tackle by Andrew Millward for the Thunder there to wrap up Cornish.
It's a tough guy to bring down, that's for sure. 10.5 to play. 3rd and 3 for Lakeland from their own 27, 10.5 to go. I formation, Cornish dots the eye, Cornish gets the call. Cornish will be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. This will be close. It depends on the spot. He is right at the 30-yard line. Initially, the Pocatello chain gang has got it marked as 4th down. That might be wishful thinking by the home
It was a
chain
very
gang.
slow. It was like a little past the 30, right? And then it kind of slowly kept going.
Now it's a 1st down for Lakeland. Yeah, and that's the correct call. I think Pocatello fans will boo, but it looked like to me that Cornish got it. So 1st and 10 for Lakeland from their own 30. Imagine this scenario. Now, we got a long ways to go, right? They've still got 70 yards to go, but imagine Lakeland marches it down the field, scores, gets the extra point to take the lead, and they leave Pocatello no time on the clock. They're certainly capable of that.
Yeah, the way their offense runs, I mean, they can eat up the time.
1st and 10, Cornish off the left side, cuts back to the 35 and kind of flips on his back out to the 40-yard line, awfully close to another 10-yard gain and a 1st down. It looks like they will mark him a half a yard shy. It'll be 2nd and inches for Lakeland now. Ball basically at their own 40-yard line with 9:35 to play in this one. You know, you think about Lakeland can take roughly 30 seconds off the clock with every play. They're in no rush with 9:20 and counting here, down 20-14. At the same time, it's kind of risky because you're kind of you're going all in on this drive. You're pushing all your chips to the middle of the table. 2nd and inches, offset eye. It's another bootleg for Lautzenheiser, rolling out right side, will take off and run and will pick up the 1st down. Lautzenheiser out to the 44-yard line. Brought down on the play that time by a couple of Pocatello defenders, but the first guy in there for the Thunder making the stop defensively was Cutter Stuckey.
And Lautzenheiser ran sideways about 15 yards to get 2 yards.
He'll take it, though. He says,
for the 1st down, absolutely.
Yeah, he says, you know what? I'll take that all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. 8:40 to play. 1st and 10 for Lakeland from their own 44. 8:38 to play. Inside counter. This is Calder. It's fumbled again. Calder fumbles. It's ripped out and recovered by Pocatello at the 45-yard line of the Hawks. Oh my goodness, the 3rd forced fumble of the night for Pocatello. And this time with the recovery is Andrew Millward. That was just a clean rip out and Calder coughs it up.
Yeah, Calder is kind of going down and just ripped out of there by the Thunder. And can you believe it? 3 fumbles, 3 turnovers. Wow.
Another outstanding defensive play by the Pocatello defense. Thomas Calder on that carry ends up fumbling it. 1st and 10 for Pocatello from the 45 of Lakeland. Regeneko Hawk fumbles now. That ball punched out. And it's recovered by Parker Smith of the Thunder. Boy, nobody wants to hang on to the ball tonight here, Sean. Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, you know, if you can think all the way back to last week, it was a lot warmer. And like we said, that ball gets cold, but that was the Lakeland defender kind of popped in there with his helmet and popped that one out, but wow.
8:04 to play, 20-14 Pocatello, and now Thunder head coach Dave Spillett will want to use the clock as much as he can. 2nd and 12 for Pocatello following the lost yardage on the fumble by Echo Hawk. May with a back on either side of him out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left is Alex Wynn. They will give to Beckles up the middle. And again, Lakeland trying to strip that ball every time they can. Beckles takes it out to the 45-yard line for a gain of about 4. Nice tackle out there by Chase Burcham of Lakeland, and again, he was going for the rip.
He kind of grabbed on to Beckles with one arm, other arm going for the ball.
So we're right back where we started here at the Lakeland 45-yard line, where it is 3rd and 10 for Pocatello, and the Thunder have gone ultra conservative here, Sean, with 7:05 to play.
Yeah, and where they are now, you know, they get, what, a few more yards, or, well, not a few more, but like 20 more yards. That's right in Keller's doorstep, and a field goal now makes it a 2-score game, so that could put it away.
Well, they've got to worry first about just picking up the 10 yards for this first down. They haven't moved the ball too well here on this drive. May rolls out to the right, now back to the left, will stand and fire and deliver downfield for Alex Wynn. It is incomplete, but a flag is thrown at the 10-yard line. Lakeland will be called for pass interference. Alex Wynn was one-on-one downfield with Owen Forsman of Lakeland. Wynn trying to say that Forsman was holding. Forsman trying to say the Academy Award goes to Alex Wynn.
Wynn kind of pushed off the initial, and then, yeah.
Oh, that's a tough call. That's, you know, I think Lakeland head coach Mike Schroeder is talking to the head official right now, and I think he's saying that's probably one where you give it a no call at least.
Yeah, both were jostling, pushing, right? Probably a no call is the best call there.
And that ball hung in the air for a long time as May went for the home run shot. And now the officials are going to talk about it. They're going to say, yep, it was pass interference. So 1st and 10 for Pocatello, ball at the Lakeland 30 now with 6:39 to play.
And just another penalty, just kind of slowing down Lakeland.
They fake to Echo Hawk. May up the middle, a spin move inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. A gain of 7 on first down for Hunter May on the QB keeper. With 6:25 and counting. And again, Pocatello just trying to bleed the clock here, up 20-14. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for Pocatello. Ball at the Lakeland 23-yard line. And as you talked about, Sean, they're pretty much in the range of at least a Garrett Keller attempt where they feel good about it.
And then, yeah, and I think, and that's kind of the, you know, the game. I don't know if there's really enough time for Lakeland to get 2 scores. I mean, there is enough time, but just kind of the way that night's been going for them.
Yeah, it'd be tough sledding. Lakeland really needs to stop here. 2nd and 2 for Pocatello. Hunter May will keep it on the right side, picks up the first down and more inside the 10, inside the 5, inside the end zone for a Pocatello touchdown. Another flag comes out at the end for an excessive celebration, I believe. We will have to wait and see. And a penalty flag back at the 20 as well, Sean, so hold the phone. 2 separate penalties come out, one back at the 20, and then May, as he was going into the end zone, kind of flipped the ball, and they get him for the excessive celebration. Yeah. But that penalty at the 20 could negate the touchdown with 5:36 to play.
Yeah, might have been a holding call.
Reichen Echohawk, the Pocatello running back, talking to our official, which to me tells me it is going to be against the Thunder. Echohawk trying to plead his case here. And boy, this could be a big penalty against Pocatello because it goes from 2nd and 2 to potentially, 2nd and 12 at a minimum. 5:36 to go. Pocatello leading 20-14. This is a big call coming up from the officiating crew. As Hunter May scored on a 22-yard touchdown run, but a penalty flag thrown back at the 20. Both sides eagerly awaiting the call. It is against the Thunder. 2 penalties on the play. Holding against Pocatello. And then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty also against Pocatello on the touchdown celebration by Hunter May. That is monumental for Lakeland and disastrous for Pocatello. That is going to move the ball all the way back to Pocatello's 45-yard line, where it is going to be 2nd down and 25.
Wow.
There's the break that Lakeland needed, but now it's up to the defense to get the stop.
Yeah, I mean, Pocatello still has the ball. You know, time's not on Lakeland's side here. The Lakeland defense still needs to come up with a stop, but geez, what a turn of events. Pocatello went from kind of putting away the game to 2 penalties. It's just crazy.
You know, and I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a second, but for Pocatello, that excessive celebration penalty is inexcusable. You've already been flagged once tonight for an excessive celebration, so you know that the standard's been set. You have to play clean football there. May breaks through the wave, takes off to the 40, and will be brought down at the Lakeland 35-yard line with 5:25 and counting. So May is able to scramble his way for a gain of 10 to make it 3rd down and 15 now for Pocatello.
And May's kind of done that all night. He's been able just to, you know, bad situations turn him into some positive yards for the Thunder, and he's kind of just been carrying the Thunder on his back with his runs.
So again, Pocatello had a 22-yard touchdown run by Hunter May, wiped out by a holding call at the 20 and an excessive celebration penalty on May after he thought he scored the touchdown. And again, you can argue about whether, you know, he's just having fun and was it really excessive celebration, but the standard had been set by the officials earlier in the game that they weren't going to tolerate any celebrations of any kind. So that's on the players to know. You can't do that. 3rd and 16 for Pocatello from the 35 over the middle. Parker Smith wide open, makes the catch at the 21. He will be a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1 coming up for Pocatello at the Lakeland 21-yard line with 4.5 to play.
Parker Smith has come up with some big catches tonight, and that's the biggest one so far.
Boy, and Lakeland on a 3rd and 16 left the middle of the field wide open, and Parker Smith, and that's a great throw by Hunter May as well on the skinny post. And so it's 4th and 1 for the Thunder. Will they bring out Garrett Keller for the field goal try? He's already standing on the edge of the field saying, "I'm ready, coach." Looks like head coach Dave Spillett's going to keep his offense out there with 3:50 and rolling, and maybe he's running the clock down to call a timeout. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see if Garrett Keller will come out to attempt a field goal here. If he does, with 3:51 to play, as you mentioned, Sean, I mean, Pocatello gets the field goal here. They're up 2 scores, essentially, and it's going to be tough to come back for Lakeland with just 3:51 to play.
Yeah, and, you know, if you're the Thunder, you're kind of thinking back to that game with Shelley when you could have went with a field goal and kind of put that game out of reach. So kind of some tough decisions for the Thunder. But if it's me, I think I put Keller out there. He's had a game tonight. He's got the onside kick. He's made some big plays. And I think I kick it and go up by 2. And, you know, Lakeland hasn't been able to do anything in the second half and turnovers. And Lakeland's going to have to throw the ball, I think, regardless of what happens here once they get it back.
You talked about that Shelley game earlier in the year for Pocatello where they didn't go for the field goal before halftime, went for the touchdown, didn't get it. They end up losing 24-21 when Shelley scores on a QB sneak with 5 seconds to play. They will keep the offense out. You wonder if they're going to go for the hard count to try and get Lakeland to jump or if they're actually going to run a play. Hunter May out of the pistol on 4th and 1 from the 21 of Lakeland. 3:51 to go. May will keep it. May will surge forward and get the first down to the 19-yard line. So Pocatello on 4th down and 1 is able to pick up the first down on a QB sneak. Not even a sneak, really a QB draw by Hunter May. And he actually got all the way down to the 17-yard line of Lakeland. So he got 4 yards on that play, and now with 3.5 to go, 1st and 10 for Pocatello. Ball at the Lakeland 18-yard line. They can really do some damage to the clock.
Yeah, nice job. And it was definitely just a run for Hunter May, and the offensive line got a good push, and nice job to pick up the first down. I only thought he got like 1 yard, so that was a nice run.
3:10 and counting here. May out of a shotgun. Beckles is the back on his left hip. With 3:05 and counting, May QB sweep off the left side will take it to the 15 and down to the 14-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 4 and a 2nd and 6. And Lakeland spends their first time out here with 2:58 to go. Tonight's game on IdahoSports.com. Brought to you in part by Lava Hot Springs, your destination for a fun or relaxing day, whichever you choose. Just 11 miles up I-15. Their world-famous hot springs are now Open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and until 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees. You can come and soak your worries away. Their indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Cove is now open Fridays and Saturdays noon to 8 and Sundays noon to 5 with special weekday hours. Visit lavahotsprings.com for more information and a calendar of hours. Tonight's game also brought to you by Super One Foods. At Super One Foods, compromise is not an option. They set the standard. Number one, they have lower prices. And number two, they make your dollar stretch further. Visit any Super One Foods in Rathdrum, Hayden, Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Sandpoint, or Bonners Ferry, and you'll see they set the standard. Go Hawks from Super One Foods. At Bustin' Moves Moving Company, proud to be locally owned and supports Pocatello football. Go Thundering Herd from Bustin' Moves. 3 minutes on the dot to play. 20-14, Pocatello leads Lakeland by 6. 2nd and 6 for the Thunder. Ball is at the Lakeland 15. Lakeland has 2 timeouts to work with here. Beckles the back, will get the carry off the right side, bounces to the outside and gets a yard. Boy, Burcham again came through for Lakeland and slammed right into Beckles, and now Beckles a little slow to get up. Official stoppage here by the officials with 2:51 to go as Tyson Beckles was slow to get up. He's kind of holding his arm gingerly. It is a cold night, Sean, and when you hit that turf, it hurts.
It doesn't have a lot of give. They didn't install the bouncy turf here.
Sorry, yeah,
there's no bouncy lanes. You know, like in bowling, they have the lanes.
Yeah, the
bumpers.
Yeah, the bumpers. That's right, for the little kids or the really bad bowlers like myself. So they stopped the clock with 2:51. I'm trying to figure out if Lakeland called the timeout and got it, or if they called the timeout because Beckles was injured and Pocatello was charged with the timeout.
Yeah, never saw the referee motion one way or the other.
So I got to assume this is a timeout for Pocatello then, because they had the injured player, but 2:51 to go. 3rd and 6 for the Thunder. And again, they are within the range of Garrett Keller at this point.
And really, I mean, that's all you have to do, right? If you're the Thunder, is just milk as much of the clock off and let Keller put it through. And I mean, there's not going to be enough time for it to get 2 scores realistically for the Lakeland Hawks.
Especially because Pocatello has not been kicking deep tonight. Lakeland's kick return game is very strong, and Pocatello has been avoiding that when they can. 2:51 to go. Pocatello up 6, 3rd and 6 for the Thunder from the Lakeland 14-yard line. May out of a shotgun, Echo Hawk on his left hip. Let's see what they call here. Ball is out! It's fumbled! I think Lakeland jumped on top of that! The handoff was never clean between May and Echo Hawk, and Lakeland recovers! Oh my goodness, the Hawks jump on top of it! The fumble recovery from Gabe Means! Gabe Means jumps on the fumble, and Lakeland has life with 2:46 to go. Pocatello with a key fumble. And the Hawks have 2:46 to work with. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks from their own 17-yard line. What a play, Sean.
Unbelievable. 4 fumbles in this game tonight, and that might have been one of the most costly ones here.
1st down for Lakeland off the left side. Blown up in the backfield is Cornish. Going backwards, and again, Lakeland's going to have to work quickly here with 2:35 and rolling in this one. Lautzenheiser kept it, actually. Cornish faked it on the outside run, but Lautzenheiser still loses 2. It's 2nd and 12 with the ball back at the 15. And now Lakeland will spend another timeout.
Lakeland's done this a couple times where the clock's running and then they decide to take the timeout. I'm not quite sure the thinking behind that.
So our game reset, 2:23 to play. Pocatello leads Lakeland 20-14. The Hawks do have the ball. 2nd and 12 from their own 15. They've got to go 85 yards for the game-tying touchdown, and then an extra point would potentially give them the lead. They've got a long way to go. Pocatello, we think, has 2 timeouts left. Lakeland, we think, has 1. We never did get clarification on that Beckles injury, which side the timeout was assessed to. Either way, Lakeland's got to get to work here. They're going into the wind, but again, the wind pretty tranquil at this point. And the key has been in this second half, fumbles, right? Lakeland's fumbled it 3 times, 2 by Cornish, 1 by Calder. Pocatello has fumbled it twice as well. And a key fumble by Pocatello on a muffed exchange between Hunter May and Riken Echohawk has given Lakeland the ball, as Pocatello looked like they were going to run the clock down and bring out Garrett Keller for a field goal to go up 2 scores. Lakeland pounces on the fumble. Gabe Means had the fumble recovery, so 2nd and 12 for the Hawks now. Lautzenheiser back to pass, throws a screen. It is caught by Cornish, cuts up to the 20 and to the 25, trying to, well, no, not trying to get out of bounds. He's trying to pick up extra yardage out to the 29-yard line. A gain of 14 to Cornish and a first down. The ball will be set, and then the clock will roll, and Lakeland will have to hurry.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Cornish should have got out of bounds there, but
and that's,
first down gets, it's kind of the same thing, I guess. But
and his 2 fumbles tonight have been because he's trying to prolong runs, really, when you boil it down. 1st and 10 from their own 29. Lautzenheiser hits, he throws over the middle. Juggling catch made by Ezra Benson at the 45 and up to the 49-yard line of Lakeland. Oh my goodness, Ezra Benson with a bobble and a catch, and then he was absolutely smacked by Garrett Keller, and he hung on for a 20-yard gain and a Lakeland first down.
How did Benson hold on to that ball? He was just hammered, bobbled it, and held on to it. Unreal.
And now Benson's slow to get up, and I don't blame him. He got absolutely demolished, but he hung on to the pass. And how about Lautzenheiser to deliver it, because he was hit as he threw it as well.
2 seconds away from being, half a second being away from being sacked off his back foot. And I'm sure Benson got the wind knocked out of him for sure, because he just got smashed in the middle. But man, what a job to hold on to the ball.
Wow. Ezra Benson will walk off. They'll set the ball and then run the clock here with 1:46 to go. 1st and 10 for Lakeland from their own 49. Down 6. 2 receivers to the left, tight end to the right. I formation. Calder the fullback, Cornish the deep back. They'll give to Cornish up the middle to the 45. Bounces outside to the 40. Cornish still going down to the Pocatello 38-yard line with 1:32 to play. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lakeland.
Benson back in.
Yeah, 1 play, he's good. Clock continuing to roll, though. 1:30 and counting. Lakeland may be out of timeouts, or maybe they're holding on to that final timeout. 1:20 to go. 1st and 10 from the Pocatello 38-yard line. I formation. Bootleg. Lautzenheiser, backside screen. Cornish wide open, but Lautzenheiser throws it short. He felt the rush of Devin Rodriguez, and because of that, he had to throw it too quickly, and he short-hopped it. Yeah. Otherwise, that might have been a touchdown, Sean.
Yeah, Devin Rodriguez sniffed out that play, and I think he saved a touchdown by getting that pressure.
That was a great play call from Lakeland there. They faked it to Cornish, did a little bootleg to the short side of the field, the near side, and then it was going to be a backside screen for Cornish. Just a yard short on the pressure. 1:10 to play. 2nd and 10 for Lakeland from the Pocatello 38-yard line. Lakeland down 6. Lautzenheiser back to pass. Pump fakes. Now in trouble. Penalty flag out. Lautzenheiser sacked. Back at the 44-yard line. And a penalty, we think, on Lakeland for holding. We'll have to see. Tommy Smith applying the pressure that time for Pocatello. 1:02. The clock is stopped for the moment while the officials discuss the penalty.
And in this situation, just the sack is just not what you want, but the penalty is going to be worse.
Now, Pocatello may decline it and take the result of the play, the sack and the loss of the down. If it is against Lakeland, we'll have to see what the call is. That's exactly what, well, now they'll say holding against Lakeland. They will move it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, replay the down. So we're down to a minute to play. Clock still rolling. It is 2nd and long for Lakeland. Ball back at their own 49-yard line. 49 yards away from the game-tying touchdown, but 48 seconds to go. Lautzenheiser throws short. It's bobbled, and is it intercepted? They'll say trapped on the ground. They went to Ezra Benson on a short curl route on the near sideline. Benson had it smack off his hands, and Crew Hales almost made a diving interception for Pocatello.
Wow, Crew Hales had that ball, and man, Snowden wants to hold on to the football tonight.
It is now 3rd down and 21 for Lakeland from their own 49-yard line with 41 seconds to play. The Hawks trailing 20-14. Can they pull a rabbit out of the hat here? Receiver to either side. Benson is the receiver on the far side of the field. I formation. Lautzenheiser, bootleg, rolling out right side. They're looking for that backside screen again. It's batted away by Berto Reed of Pocatello, the defensive end. They tried that backside screen again to John Cornish, and that time, like a shot blocker in basketball, Berto Reed smacks it away and says,
Dikembe Mutombo, Berto Reed had the finger up and said, no, no, no. Wow, and he smacked it like 10 yards too. It wasn't just a tip, he whacked it.
Like a volleyball player, like going for the kill. Just
It is state volleyball this weekend.
Yeah, batted it away. So now it all comes down to this. 4th and 21 for Lakeland from their own 49-yard line, or from the Pocatello 49-yard line. They've got to get to the 28-yard line for the first down. 3 receivers stacked to the top, or the left side. Lautzenheiser hit as he throws over the middle, overthrows Benson, incomplete, and the Pocatello defense holds. The Thunder will take over and will celebrate and survive a 20-14 opening round victory over the Lakeland Hawks. Lautzenheiser demolished as he threw that ball, needs help getting off the field, being helped by his teammates. Thomas Calder grabs one side of Lautzenheiser, and it's Donovan Reynolds, one of his offensive linemen, grabbing the other side.
And it was nice sportsmanship there too. The Thunder defensive guys in on that sack or on that hit, helped them up as well. That was really nice to see.
Pocatello will line up and kneel down with Hunter May, and that will do it. What a wild ball game we had here, but Pocatello survives and advances by a final score of 20-14 over the Lakeland Hawks. Lakeland had a shot. What was the theme of the night, though? Penalties.
Penalties for Lakeland, and again here on that that last drive, the holding call pretty much shut the door on their comeback.
And so the Pocatello Thunder survived 20-14 over the Lakeland Hawks. We'll be back with the IdahoSports.com postgame show right after this break here on IdahoSports.com.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you can safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over at Pay Lake?
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho.
Health yeah!
Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
I'm Rick. I live here in Rupert. The more that we can keep the virus under control, the better for everyone, and especially people with disabilities that comes with being aged, because usually have other underlying issues. I actually suffer from diabetes now, so that even increases my odds that if I do get the virus, it could be devastating for me.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
If a pedestrian is hit by a car going 20 miles per hour, there's a 90% chance he will survive. At 30 miles per hour, the likelihood of survival decreases to 60%. And at 40 miles per hour, it goes down to 20%. 10 miles per hour makes all the difference. You're in the driver's seat. You have the power to save lives.
Welcome into the... Here, let me move my mic a little closer. There we go. Yeah. Welcome into the IdahoSports.com postgame show. One final time from Lookout Field in Pocatello. Brandon Maney alongside Sean Kane, where the Thunder survive and advance tonight. 20-14 the final over the Lakeland Hawks. This was a game that was 17-14 at halftime. All we had in the second half was a Garrett Keller field goal. And otherwise, it was the defense, right? Pocatello recovered 3 fumbles. Lakeland recovered 2 fumbles. And on a cold night, it was hard to hang on to that ball, and Lakeland had a chance. They got a fumble recovery with about 2:45 to play, moved the ball down the field, but on a 4th and 21 from the 49-yard line, couldn't get the completed pass. Pocatello took over and won the game. This was a tough, gritty win for Pocatello tonight.
Yeah, you know, you had, at the start of the game, you had Lakeland ahead 14-3, and you just kind of thought Lakeland was going to run away with the ball, and Pocatello gets a possession, and Echo Hawk gets a 7-yard touchdown pass. But on that touchdown, on the extra point, you know, Lakeland hits the kicker, so Pocatello gets the kickoff very close, and you think, oh, they're going to kick it deep. No, Garrett Keller does an onside kick to himself. He kicks it the 10 yards, grabs it. Pocatello gets the ball back, scores again, and that was kind of the game changer in the first half. And then second half, it was just all defense and dropping the ball.
Yeah, Garrett Keller with 2 field goals, an extra point in the onside kick recovery. A tempting candidate for our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. But we decided to go a different direction here, Sean. So let's go ahead and unveil our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the ITD, Idaho Transportation Department, and Shift Idaho.
We're going to go with Crew Hales. To start off the game, he had a 60-yard touchdown, or excuse me, a 60-yard kickoff return that led to a Garrett Keller field goal. He had 4 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown, and the one was a 25-yard pass Hales caught. That gave the Thunder the lead and pretty much was the game-winning score. And most importantly, he had a fumble recovery in the second half, and that's why we're going to go with Crew Hales as our IdahoSports.com player of the game.
And that's presented by the Idaho Transportation Department and Shift Idaho. So that'll do it for this 2022 Class 4A opening round contest between the Pocatello Thunder and the Lakeland Hawks, as Pocatello, there's my score from last night. We don't want that. We'll just put the player of the game back up on the screen. Here we go. Whoop. All right. By the way, Lighthouse Christian beat Murtaugh last night, in case you weren't aware. Okay, so Pocatello wins tonight, 20-14. That'll do it for this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2022 Idaho High School football postseason. State tournament coverage on IdahoSports.com. Sorry, losing my voice here because that game was so exciting, Sean.
Yeah, there was no lack of excitement. You know, for only 3 points being scored in the second half, it was a lot of give and go, fumbles, defensive plays, and great action from both sides.
So thank you for tuning in to this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2022 Idaho High School football playoffs. An entertaining ball game tonight between the Thunder of Pocatello and the Hawks of Lakeland. Tournament coverage on IdahoSports.com tonight has been brought to you in part by Valleywide Cooperative, Project Filter, Toyota, and so many great sponsors. We want to thank our local sponsors tonight as well, P1FCU, Super One Foods, Lookout Credit Union, Lava Hot Springs, and Bustin' Moves. Crew Hales is our IdahoSports.com player of the game. And big thanks to Robert Parker and all of the Pocatello High staff for putting on a great venue for us to enjoy a cold game, but a cool game because it was super close as Pocatello wins 20-14. All right, we still have more playoff games to go, Sean.
You got a game tomorrow. There's more games next week. We're gonna have the scores on the IdahoSports.com Friday Night Flash. Get in there tonight. I'm sure all those scores are being updated very quickly since IdahoSports.com is covering 22 of the 29 playoff games this weekend in Idaho. And I don't know if we found out who Pocatello will play, but they're playing the winner of
Bishop
Kelly and Canyon Ridge. So
it's the 1 versus the 16 there. So we've got 5 more playoff broadcasts on tap tomorrow. I personally will be at Raft River for an 8-man showdown between Clearwater Valley out of Kuski up against Raft River from Malta, and so that should be a fun game. Until then, though, for Sean Kane, I'm Brandon Bainey. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on IdahoSports.com.